If you've been feeling worn out no matter how much you rest, your bathroom habits have quietly changed, and something in your gut just feels off, those might not be three separate problems. They can share one root cause. And it's the kind of thing you really want to catch early. Because caught early, this is one of the most beatable cancers there is. Now let me say something right up front, because I don't want you to panic. Most of the time, the things we're going to talk about today turn out to be something harmless. Hemorrhoids, a change in your diet, a new medication, the ordinary stuff. So this isn't about scaring you, it's about knowing the difference between what you can shrug off and what you should never ignore. Because here's what makes colon cancer different from almost every other cancer. It gives you a window. It usually starts as a small growth, a polyp, sitting there quietly, sometimes for years, doing nothing at all. And in that window, this is one of the most catchable, most survivable cancers there is. We're talking about people who walk away from it completely and never look back. But that window doesn't stay open forever. And the signs that it's starting to close, they're quiet. They're easy to explain away. They look almost exactly like the ordinary aches and changes that a lot of us just chalk up to getting older. That's what makes this one tricky. It's not that the warning signs aren't there, it's that they whisper instead of shout. So let me tell you who I'm really talking to today. If you're in your 60s, your 70s, or beyond, and you've been managing your own health for a long time, maybe without a lot of support, this one matters for you specifically, because age is the single biggest risk factor for this disease. Not your diet, not bad luck, age, the years themselves. And I don't say that to frighten you. I say it so you understand that paying attention here isn't being paranoid. It's being smart. It's the same instinct that's kept you going this long. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through the warning signs that actually matter, the ones a good doctor takes seriously. I'll show you which ones are the easiest to miss. And I'll tell you why the most dangerous sign of all might not be the one you'd ever expect. Then at the end, I'll show you how this whole thing gets caught with a test that's a lot simpler and a lot gentler than the one you're probably dreading. But before any of that, you need to understand what's actually happening inside your body when this starts. Because once you see that clearly, every warning sign after it is going to make sense. So let's start there. It almost always begins with a polyp, and that's a small growth on the inside wall of your colon. Most polyps are completely harmless and stay that way your whole life. But one particular type can slowly turn, and that turn is slow. We're talking 10, 15 years from a tiny growth to something dangerous. Stay with me, because this next part is the key to everything else today. As that growth gets bigger, it does two things. First, it interferes with the pipe itself. Your colon is a tube. Things are supposed to move through it smoothly, on a rhythm your body has kept for decades. A growth on the wall disrupts that rhythm, so your bathroom habits change. Maybe you're more constipated, maybe looser, maybe your stool looks thinner than it used to, pencil thin. Or you go and it still feels like you're not finished. That's not your imagination, that's mechanical. Something is in the way. Second, and this is the part most people have never been told, that growth is fragile. As it grows, it bleeds. Not a lot, not all at once, just a little, every day, quietly. And here's where it gets important. Most of the time, that bleeding is invisible. You will never see it. It's too small, mixed into everything else. The medical word for it is occult, which just means hidden. But your body still feels it, because every day you're losing a tiny bit of blood. And blood is iron. Lose iron slowly, day after day, month after month, and eventually your body can't make enough healthy red blood cells. That's iron deficiency anemia. And those red blood cells are what carry oxygen to every part of you. So what does that feel like? It feels like being tired in a way sleep doesn't fix. Getting winded on the stairs you've climbed for 30 years, your get up and go just gone. People look pale. They feel cold. They need a nap every afternoon and still don't feel rested. Sound familiar? Now look at what we just did. The bathroom changes. The bone-deep tiredness. that rundown, something's not right feeling. Those aren't three separate things going wrong with three separate parts of you. They can be the same fire, burning in different rooms, one growth, multiple signals. And this is exactly why the tiredness is the sign I worry about most. Because growths on the right side of the colon, the far side, often don't cause any bathroom changes at all until very late. They just bleed silently. So for a lot of people, the very first sign of something serious isn't blood and it isn't pain. It's just feeling worn out. The one symptom we're all most likely to wave off as getting older. So let me tell you why catching this early matters so much. And I want to give you the real numbers because they're some of the most important numbers in all of medicine. When colon cancer is caught early, while it's still local, still contained, the 5-year survival rate is about 91%. 91. That's not a cancer story, that's a recovery story. But once it's been allowed to spread to distant parts of the body, that same number falls to about 15%. Read those two numbers again, 91, 15. Same disease, same person. The only thing that changed was time, how early it was found. That gap is the whole reason for this video. Everything else we cover today is about keeping you on the right side of that number. So now that you know what's happening inside, let's talk about the specific signs, starting with the one people ignore the longest. And the one people ignore the longest is also the most gradual, a change in your bathroom habits. Now, I want to be careful here because everybody's system shifts a little. You travel, you change your diet, you start a new medication, and things get thrown off for a few days. That's normal. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a change that's new and then stays. Constipation that won't let up. Or the opposite, loose stools that keep coming back. Going back and forth between the two. Stool that's suddenly narrow, pencil thin when it never used to be. Or that feeling where you go and a few minutes later it still feels like you're not empty, like you didn't quite finish. You should get every little change looked at. Okay, let me be more precise than that. Not every little change. A change that's new for you and sticks around longer than 2 or 3 weeks. That's the one. That's your signal. Because remember what we said at the start. A growth on the wall of that tube changes how things move through it. So a bowel habit that shifts and won't go back to normal isn't just an annoyance. It can be the tube itself trying to tell you something. Why do people wait so long on this one? Because it creeps. It doesn't arrive one morning. It drifts in over weeks, and every single day feels almost the same as the day before. So you adjust, you adapt. And one day you realize you can't remember the last time things felt normal, but you can't say when it changed either. Don't wait for a dramatic moment with this one. There isn't going to be one. Now, the second sign, and this is the one people see clearly and still talk themselves out of. Blood. Sometimes it's bright red, on the paper in the bowl, sometimes it's darker. And sometimes the stool itself looks black or tarry, almost like coffee grounds. That darker kind matters because it often means the blood came from higher up, which connects straight back to that quiet, hidden bleeding we talked about earlier. Here's the problem. When most people see a little blood, they think one word, hemorrhoids, and they stop thinking. And look, most of the time they're right. Hemorrhoids are incredibly common, and they're usually the answer. But this is what I need you to hear. You cannot tell the difference by looking. Nobody can. Hemorrhoid blood and something more serious can look exactly the same in the bowl. The only way to know is to have it checked. So the rule is simple. Any blood, even once, even if you're almost sure it's nothing, gets mentioned to your doctor. You don't have to be frightened about it. You just have to not stay quiet about it. And this isn't me being dramatic. When researchers pulled together one of the largest reviews ever done on this, dozens of studies looking at which signs actually showed up in people who turned out to have colon cancer, bleeding was the single most common one, followed by belly pain and a change in bathroom habits. The exact things people are most likely to brush off. I see it in the comments all the time. Someone writes in and says they noticed blood months ago. Months, and just assumed. They weren't being foolish. They were being human. We all want the easy explanation, but the easy explanation and the true one aren't always the same thing. And the only way to know which one you've got is to look. So those are the signs you can see. The next one is different. It's the one you can't see at all. And for a lot of people, it's the one that shows up first. So let's talk about the silent one. The warning sign with no blood, no pain, nothing you'd ever point to and say, that's it. Just a feeling. Tired. Not regular tired. Not, I had a long day tired. The kind of tired a full night's sleep doesn't touch. You wake up already running on empty. The afternoon nap that used to be a treat is now a necessity. Walking to the mailbox leaves you winded. You catch yourself in the mirror and you look a little pale, a little gray. We already know where this comes from because we built it earlier. That growth, bleeding quietly day after day, draining your iron a little at a time, until your blood can't carry oxygen the way it should. That's the anemia. And the exhaustion is what it feels like from the inside. Now here's why this one is so dangerous. There's nothing to see, no single symptom to point at. So it gets blamed on everything else. It's my age. It's my arthritis acting up. It's the heat. It's just what 70 feels like. And sometimes, yes, it really is one of those things. But sometimes it's the only signal a quiet tumor is giving you. And we actually have a number on this one. When doctors look at older adults who turn up with unexplained iron deficiency anemia, anemia with no obvious reason behind it, in more than 8% of those cases, the hidden cause turns out to be a cancer in the digestive tract, more than 1 in 12. So tiredness with no explanation isn't nothing. At our age, it's a reason to ask one simple question at your next visit. Can we check my blood? Just a basic count, and my iron. That one sentence has saved lives, because that blood test is cheap, it's fast, and it can catch the whisper long before it ever becomes a shout. There's one more in this group. Weight that comes off without you trying. And I know, losing a few pounds sounds like good news. Okay, let me be honest about that. At our age, weight loss you didn't work for is almost never good news. When the scale drops and you didn't change a thing, not your meals, not your activity, that's your body spending energy on something you can't see. And sometimes that something is a tumor. So those are the signs, the ones you can see and the one you can't. Now I want you to sit with something for a minute, because this is the part that actually matters. Picture where you want to be 2 years from now, not in some grand way, just ordinarily, still doing your own gardening on a Saturday morning, still getting down on the floor with a grandchild, and more importantly, getting back up, still carrying your own groceries in from the car, still walking your own street in the morning because you want to, not because someone's making you. That life, that ordinary, independent life, that's exactly what's on the table here. Because when this is caught early, it's often one small procedure, and you go right back to all of it, back to the garden, back to the walk. The story ends almost before it started, but when it's caught late, the treatment becomes the thing that takes those mornings away. The energy, the months, the strength you don't fully get back. I hear from people who waited, and almost every one of them says some version of the same sentence, I wish I'd just gone in sooner. They weren't careless, they just kept finding a reason it was probably nothing. It doesn't have to go that way for you. And not because you're lucky, because you're paying attention right now. That's the whole difference. That's exactly why we're going to finish by talking about what to actually do about all of this. So here's what to actually do about all of this. And it's simpler than you'd think. If you've noticed any of the signs we covered, a bathroom change that's stuck around more than a couple of weeks, any blood at all, that bone-deep tiredness, weight slipping off on its own, the move is the same. You don't panic. You don't diagnose yourself. You call, you book an appointment, and you say the specific thing out loud. I've had this for 3 weeks. That's the whole job. But now I want to tell you the most important part of this entire video. And it's the part most people get backwards. You don't have to wait for a symptom at all. Remember how we said this thing grows in a window, quietly, for years, before it ever makes a sound? That window is the opportunity. because there's a way to look inside it before a single symptom shows up. It's called screening. And screening isn't really about catching cancer. At its best, it's about stopping it from ever becoming cancer in the first place. Here's what I mean. The main screening test, a colonoscopy, doesn't just find growths. It removes them. Right there, in the same visit. So that little polyp we talked about, the one that takes 10 or 15 years to turn dangerous, they take it out while it's still harmless. The cancer that would have happened simply doesn't. There are not many tests in all of medicine that can do that. This is one of them. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, because I hear it constantly. I'm not doing the colonoscopy. The prep, the whole business, no thank you. And look, I understand. So let me tell you something most people don't know. That's not your only option anymore. There's a test you can do at home. It comes in the mail, no prep, no sedation, no clinic. You collect a small sample in your own bathroom, send it back, and it checks for exactly that hidden blood we've been talking about all day, the kind your eyes can't see. If it comes back clear, wonderful. If it shows something, then you go in for the closer look. For a lot of people, that's a much easier first step. The point isn't which test you pick, the point is that you do one. And if you're wondering whether this even applies to you, for most adults, the guidance is to be screening by age 45. So if you're in your 60s or 70s and you've never been screened, or it's been a long while, you are exactly who this is for. Past 75, it becomes a personal conversation with your own doctor, based on your health and your history. But that's a conversation worth having, not avoiding. So let me pull this whole thing together. One growth, that's all this starts as, and it can whisper to you in 3 completely different ways, through your bathroom, through your energy, through the scale. 3 signals, 1 source. You were never supposed to figure out which one it is. That was never your job. Your only job is to notice and to hand it to someone who can look. And the difference that makes is the difference between 91 and 15, between a small procedure and a long road, between keeping your Saturday mornings and slowly losing them. Let me leave you with this. You've been managing your own health for a long time, probably longer and more carefully than anyone gives you credit for. Today wasn't about scaring you, and it wasn't about handing your judgment over to anybody. It was about giving you one more thing to keep an eye on, and one simple, ordinary step that protects everything you've worked to hold on to. So don't sit on this. If something today sounded familiar, make the call this week, not someday, this week. And if nothing sounded familiar, get the screening anyway, because that's the one that finds it before it ever speaks. That's it from me. If this helped, subscribe. I make these to help you stay you for as long as possible. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.